Hello everyone, my name is Eddie Donald. I'm the product specialist for the wheeled excavators, and I have with me today Frank Verdugo. He's a demonstrator instructor in our Malaga, Spain operation. How's the weather in Spain today, Frank?
Lovely sunny day here in Malaga, Eddie. Nice to speak to you.
Hey, good. I wish I was there with you. So over the next 15 minutes, we're going to walk around the all-new next generation of Caterpillar wheeled excavators. The model we're going to show you today is the M314. But the features and designs on this model is all the way through right up to our 24-ton size class machine. The M314's new content is very high, and pretty much everything in the upper frame is new. So we've got a new cab, new front linkage, new cooling system, new hydraulics, new tanks, new enclosures. So the machine is a significant evolution of product that we have in the market today. Design targets for this machine was really to improve the operator comfort and the experience, improve the performance of the machine, and also reduce the operating costs for you, the customer. Starting at the front of the machine, we've got a brand new bucket linkage. Now this gives us a benefit. It's now a common bucket linkage with a 313 and 315 tracked excavators. It's got 65mm pins, so it's in line with pretty much the size class that's out there in the market today. That allows you as a customer who maybe have multiple machines in your fleet to swap work tools from one machine to the other. So again, keeping the costs down and reduces the amount of work tools you need in your company. We've also fitted this machine with the optional auto lube. Now this greasing system comes all the way right down to the bucket linkage. Because this is a factory fitted system, you can see here that there's really good hose protection and the routing's good. So it really reduces any failures that you can have on this in its working life of the machine. You'll see on this machine down the stick, we've got the auxiliary hydraulics. On this machine, we've got a medium pressure and a high pressure circuit. But you can also specify it with a second high pressure on here, especially if you've got you've got work tools that require that extra flow and pressure. We've increased the line size on our second high pressure, so that gives you more flow to the stick head. And we've also increased the medium pressure circuit flow as well. So that allows us to control work tools at the head of the machine, like a tilt rotator system. Now at Caterpillar, we've got this integrated tilt rotator system, which basically means that the machine comes equipped from the factory with the right 2-slider joysticks, with a wiring loom in there, and it's also got all the hydraulics. And we don't need a separate head unit in the cab. We use the monitor for the tilt rotator. As you can also see on here, we've got this machines equipped with a VA boom. And we've got a 2.5 meter stick. Now we've actually increased the structural strength of the boom and stick because we've increased the swing torque of this machine by 14%. And then again, that allows more control of, say, a tilt rotator when you're shaping the different forms and formations that you would associate with that type of work tool. Moving over to the operator's cab. We've got a completely new cab on this machine, and this is following the same design as our next generation of tracked excavators. It's rollover protection and fallen object protection certified, and it's also got the cab is mounted to the frame by viscous mounts, and that reduces noise and vibration going into the cabin. We've got more space, we've got more glass area, and we've got a parallel wiper blade at top and bottom. So again, giving more improved visibility. The machine comes standard with 1800 lumen LED lights all around the machine. So that gives us that ability to light the job site all year round. Now, as you can see, Frank climbing into the cab, he's using 3 points of contact to access that cabin. It's also really easy to get into the cab because you've got that tilting console. And also, we've increased the amount of angle that the steering adjusts to. So we've got a much better adjustability, allowing us to get more access space for the operator to get in and out of the cab. All the next generation of wheeled excavators are fitted with a 10-inch touchscreen monitor. It has operator ID for security, so nobody can just jump in the cab and drive the machine away. It's got a push start button. So again, if you once you've put your operator ID in, it's just a matter of pushing the start button to get things going. Or you can have the optional Bluetooth key, which you keep in your pocket, and that disables the need for having to keep adding in the operator ID every time. There's also a new keypad module with a jog dial for monitor navigation. Now the benefit of this is you don't need to stretch forward to the monitor, and also you can adjust the things on the monitor even if you've got gloves on. We've got electronic joysticks on this machine now. So the benefit of that is we don't have the hoses, that hydraulic hoses coming into the cab. So we've got less noise, we've got less heat, and we've got less vibration coming into the cab. And you can adjust the sensitivity of these joysticks to suit the operator's preference. And we also have the ability to change the pattern changer on this. So before you'd have to go out with your spanners and swap hoses around, now we can do this electronically from the monitor. It's got a much wider seat in the cab. It's also got an orange coloured seatbelt, and it's also got the seatbelt warning indicator. This suits a wide variety of operators that is in this business today. So the cab has also got the option of front and roof guarding, and we've also got two different types of windshield. You can have a 70-30 windshield, or you can have a one-piece laminated windshield. This is a 10mm thick piece of glass that's demolition compliant. Now we've also renewed the air filter for the cabin. So not only is it much easier to get to, as Frank's demonstrating, but also it lasts 5 times longer than the previous model. Behind the cab, we've got the more daily maintenance checks, and these can be done at ground level. However, you do have to actually get up onto the safe platform here if you're going to be doing some refueling and or adding DEF into these tanks. The DEF tank, it's got a level gauge, so that stops you from spilling any extra DEF in there. So as Frank's climbing down from here, we talked about the machine having the optional auto lube. If you don't have the auto lube, you can have the grease points will be mounted in this area. But as you can see, Frank's pointing to the auto lube tank, easy to fill up, and it gives you. And he's also got the ability to check the hydraulic oil level at ground level here. So just as he's pointing to there. Now, if you don't want to be climbing up to refuel your fuel tank, you also have the option to have an electronic refueling pump. So this is just one push of the button, and it automatically fills the tank up, and once it gets to its full level, it automatically shuts off. So again, this negates the need for climbing up and down the machine to do the refueling. The next compartment is just a simple enclosure there, and that gives you access to the batteries. This is really all been cleaned up. Other than the electronics, the only really need there would be there is to check the batteries are clean and or replace them. The undercarriage is what we've done with the undercarriage. We've got 2 large toolboxes, one on the right, one on the left, as you can see here. And then we've really lifted up we've got a high ground clearance due to the axle mounted transmission rear axle. So you can see there's nothing there that's going to get in the way of any obstructions. The undercarriage itself can come with as it's mounted here with 1 blade, or you can have a blade and the stabilizers, or you can have 4 stabilizers. And also the blade itself, you would see that you may have 8, 10, 12 grease points. On this machine, there's only 1 grease point. So again, making it nice and easy and simple to do. And if it's easy to do, it gets done. Also at the rear of the machine, you can see we've got our integrated rear view camera. We've also got a light so that we can see what's happening at night. And then the all-important, all brand new trade dress. Very distinctive, unmissable. So as we go around the side of the machine and we'll go into the powertrain compartment, this is where we've got our hydraulics house. So the hydraulic compartment, we've got our main pump, we've got our dedicated swing pump, and this gives us optimum performance and efficiency. The main and swing pump are now fully electronic control. So we've got better control over the pump, making it more efficient. We've retained the dedicated swing pump. This is a closed loop circuit. This actually gives us regeneration on our swing braking, helping us save energy and save fuel effectively by reducing the load on the engine. We've got automatic hydraulic warm-up now in the feature, so there's no need for any action from the operator to get that hydraulic up to temperature, especially in those cold winter mornings. The new hydraulic oil filter is extended life for reduced maintenance costs, and now you can extend the hydraulic oil change interval to 6,000 hours. And that, again, you need to do that shredded oil sample to make sure that there's no contamination in that oil. The engine itself is a longitudinal engine installation. Each of the points on here are all done at ground level. So you can see the fuel filters. We've got the dipstick. We've got the engine oil top up. And we've also got the ability to change the fuel filters. We've got an electric refueling pump. And there's also a shut-off cock on the fuel filters to stop any fuel being spilt onto the ground contaminated. This machine's fitted with a Caterpillar emission module. That includes a DPF. It's a maintenance-free passive regen. That means there's no intervention from the operator. The operator, no need to stop and park the machine up at any point in time for after treatment. It's a completely seamless. The operator doesn't know what it's happening. So we're going to close this engine hood and we're going to look at the inside the cooling package. Now the cooling system is now capable of up to 52 degrees Celsius ambient, right? We've got a simple variable speed engine-driven cooling fan, and it's ground level access for cleaning out the coolers, but it also given us ground level access to the air filter. So as Frank's demonstrating, this is a very simple operation to remove the filter, maybe give it a clean out, change it, and then put it back in again. So no climbing over the top of the machine to get into this. We've also, as you can see, we've reprofiled the hood and canopy around this, the radiators and air filter. And we've reprofiled in ways so that we've got excellent right-hand side visibility for the operator. And you couple this with the optional 360-degree camera system, and then that gives us absolutely one of the safest machines to have on site. It's really brought this safety to another level. So we've covered quite a lot of the features in here in the past 15 minutes. I'd love to talk to you for an hour on this. There's a lot more to share with you, but hopefully you got a taste of our next generation excavator. If there's any questions you have, please feel free to shout them out, and hopefully I can answer them for you.